12th BIO-Zoology, Chapter 7, Human Health and Diseases. In this part, we are going to discuss the basic concepts of immunology and innate immunity. We live in our environment. We are surrounded by our environment. Our environment is like a battlefield because the environment has a wide range of disease-causing organisms. Our body has to fight with these disease-causing organisms. In order to fight with these disease-causing organisms and protect the body, we have a system that is called as immune system. The immune system fights against disease-causing organisms and destroy the disease-causing organisms. The study of immune system is called as immunology. If the immune system is not able to fight against the foreign disease-causing agents, the infections will lead to the diseases. The inability of the immune system to resist or to fight against the disease-causing organisms and prevent the diseases is called as susceptibility. When a particular person is susceptible, the infection will result in disease. This is due to the failure of the immune system to fight against the particular microorganism. The overall capacity of the body to fight against disease-causing organisms is called immunity. The immunity is commonly called as disease resistance. Opposite of disease resistance is susceptibility. The immune system shows responses after the entry of the disease-causing foreign agents. The immune system shows response against the bacteria, viruses, and fungi, and other foreign agents, foreign environmental agents. One of the immune responses is production of antibodies. The immune system produces antibodies. The antibodies fight against the disease-causing organisms. Antibody production is one of the immune responses. The immune system shows response against the foreign molecules but not the self molecules because the immune system is able to distinguish foreign molecules from the self. Sometimes the immune system fails to distinguish foreign molecules from self. In that situation, the immune system shows response against the self molecules. The immune system produces antibodies against the host's own molecules. That results in a disease called as autoimmune diseases. Usually, the immune system shows response against the foreign proteins, foreign polysaccharides, foreign nucleic acids. These foreign proteins, foreign polysaccharides, foreign nucleic acids stimulates immune response. These foreign substances stimulates the immune system to show the response. The substances which induce immune response are called as antigens. Antigens are foreign substances which induce immune response. What's the response? There are many immune responses. One of the responses is production of antibodies. Here we can divide antigen into two. Antigen. Antigen is a substance that is a generator of antibody. Antigen is a generator of antibody. What is called as antigen usually? Any substance which is capable of eliciting immune response is called as antigen. The antigen stimulates the immune response. There are two kinds of immune responses. There are two types of immunity. They are innate immunity and acquired immunity. In this video, Our focus is on only the innate immunity. Innate immunity is available right from the birth. A newborn individual has resistance against a variety of disease-causing organisms. A newborn individual has immunity against a variety of foreign agents. The immunity available right from birth is called as innate immunity. It is naturally available. It is not developed by vaccination. So it is called as natural immunity. Here the immune system shows a common response against a variety of microorganisms. The immune system does not show a particular response against particular microorganism. It does not show particular response against particular microorganisms. It shows general response. So it is non-specific immunity. Whereas acquired immunity is specific immunity. After the BCG vaccine, the immune system fights against the tuberculosis. That is specific immunity. Here innate immunity is non-specific immunity. This immunity fights against a variety of foreign agents. It is effective against a wide range of potentially infective agents. A lot of disease-causing agents affect different animals, chickens. These organisms do not affect human body because we have innate immunity. Innate immunity is operated by mechanisms. The innate immunity involves different barriers. It can be compared with the borderline defense. It is a first line defense of our body. The innate immunity is operated by different barriers. The first barriers are anatomical barriers. Our body is covered by skin. The skin acts as a barrier because it prevents the entry of disease-causing organisms. The skin is able to prevent the entry of microbes because of its low pH. It has acidic environment. Its pH is 3 to 5. This low pH stops the growth of different kinds of microorganisms. Body is covered by skin, but we have nasal opening, mouth opening. These openings lead to passages. Nasal opening leads to respiratory passages. These passages are exposed to a variety of microorganisms. These passages are protected by another anatomical barrier, that is mucous membrane. Different tracts, urinogenital tracts, respiratory tracts, digestive tract are lined by mucous membrane. The surfaces have epithelial layer. The epithelial layer secretes a mucous membrane. This mucous membrane traps microorganisms. This mucous membrane prevents the entry of microorganisms into the systems. The mucous membrane traps the microorganisms. The epithelial cells have cilia. The cilia sends out the microorganisms. In this way, anatomical barriers act as first line defense in our body. The second barrier used in innate immunity is physiological barriers. Our body temperature prevents the growth of different microorganisms. The fever response kills microorganisms. The low pH of stomach. We eat different kinds of food items, we drink water. The waterborne, foodborne microorganisms are killed by the low pH of the stomach. The stomach secretes HCl that creates low pH inside the stomach. Chemical mediators, some kinds of chemical mediators kill bacteria. Some chemical mediators kill viruses. Some other chemical mediators stimulate the cells of the immune system. Lysozymes are antibacterial chemicals. Our saliva has lysozyme. Our tear has lysozyme. The lysosome kills bacteria. The lysosome destroys bacterial cell wall. The antiviral chemical is interferons. Interferons are produced by infected WBCs. The infected WBCs secrete interferons, so the non-infected cells develop immunity. Complementary substances are produced by leukocytes. These complementary substances also break down, they destroy the pathogens, they lyse the microbes, and these complementary substances form a coating around the foreign disease-causing agents so that the phagocytic cells do their work. The complementary substances form a coating over the foreign agents so that phagocytosis is facilitated. Phagocytosis is an immune response produced by phagocytes. Phagocytosis means cell eating. Some of the phagocytes engulf the foreign agents. This is facilitated by complementary substances. Complementary substances, interferons, lysozymes are chemical mediators. Physiological barriers include temperature, low pH, and chemical mediators. Phagocytosis means cell eating. Phagocytosis is exhibited by some kinds of WBCs called as phagocytes. The important phagocytes are monocytes and neutrophils. When the monocytes enter into tissues, they develop pseudopodia like amoeba. They are tissue macrophages. So these macrophages or neutrophils, monocytes engulf foreign agents. This is a phagocyte, this is neutrophil. The neutrophil develops pseudopodia by the invagination of cell membrane. The cell membrane shows in-pushing. In this area, a bacterial cell is engulfed, swallowed. After the bacterial cell moves inside, it is digested. Phagocytic cells phagocytose and digest whole microorganisms. Phagocytose means swallowing and digest whole microorganisms. In this way, the phagocytes act as barrier. Inflammation is a response of the body due to injury and infection. When there is injury, there will be swelling, redness, pain, that is inflammation. Infection also causes inflammation. In small children, infection inside the nose causes inflammation inside the passage that causes the narrowing of the passage that results in nasal blockage. So tissue damage and infection causes leakage of vascular fluid. Fluid from the blood vessels come out. These fluids have chemical signals. The chemical signals are due to chemicals like histamine, serotonin and prostaglandins. The histamine, serotonin and prostaglandins attract the cells towards the place of infection. Histamine, serotonin, prostaglandins attract phagocytic cells to the affected area. In the affected area, there is influx of phagocytic cells. All the phagocytic cells fight against the common disease-causing agent. This is called as diabetes. The accumulation of phagocytic cells in the affected area by chemical signals is called as diabetes. This is blood vessel. This is tissue. Here this diagram shows tissue damage. The damaged tissue shows inflammation, that is swelling, and through the tissue damage, the bacterial cells enter inside. The chemical signals by histamine, serotonin and prostaglandins attract the phagocytes to the infected area. The phagocytes move out of the blood vessels and enter into the tissues. The phagocytes move out of the blood vessels and enter into the tissues to engulf the disease-causing organism. In this video, we have learned the innate immunity operated by different barriers, and we understood the basic ideas of the immune system. In the next part, we shall discuss about acquired immunity.